We are not our story. In this February of 2021, on our planet Earth, in this human experience, we Lightworkers, we star seeds, feel as if we are on hold. On the surface, nothing appears to be happening. Yet we are calm, we are peaceful, and we know all is well. We have now got beyond the waiting for promises of change on predicted dates. We have been so often disappointed. For a year now, ever since the start of isolation and social distancing, ever since the infliction of the supposed virus upon us, we have waited for and desperately wanted something monumental to happen, something that would bring the perfidy, the lies and the outrageous deception to the light and into the vision of those still asleep in their planet Earth entrainment. We wanted a big announcement. We wanted immediate action against the dark ones. We wanted to see them exposed for who and what they were, diabolical representatives of the devil, minions of Satan, the corruptors of mankind. And yet it is good that we did not get our wish. God, in his divine authority and all-knowing nature, knew best, for it was important that the deeds of the dark ones be visible. It was important that we were able to identify who were the perpetrators of our indoctrination, of our enslavement, who were the ones who carried out the orders of the shadow government in our everyday life, in our court system, in our police departments, in the complicated labyrinth of our medical system, and in politics and government. If all had ended when we wished it to, almost as soon as the virus was announced, we would not have seen or known what we now know. Nothing can be solved or changed until we see who the perpetrators are and how they achieved their ends. And now we can see clearly who the bad actors are. And more information is coming out about their methodology, about their system abuse, about their dishonest acts. We have been told that much is happening behind the scenes, and indeed, it seems to be so. There are indications of prisons being created. There are indications that some of the bad actors may be already arrested, and the people we see on television are computer imagery. For we know technology has advanced in great strides. Patents have been held back. There are many new and wonderful inventions that have been kept from us. And at this time, it is quite possible to computer-generate images of those who are not really there. And medical experts are contradicting themselves repeatedly and pressing more and more stringent rules and regulations on the public, with dictatorial restrictions and heavy penalties for non-compliance. So many who would not have questioned authority a year ago are at last questioning that authority. In considerable disbelief, they are asking, is what we see on TV, is what we hear on the news really true? Can we believe anything we are told? And we, who have raised our frequency, we, who are actively working on our ascension, have had time to come to know ourselves. The waiting, the frustration, the anticipation has turned us to paying attention to our own personal development. We have had time to contemplate what is important to us. In isolation from our brethren, taken away from our daily business, from our frequent meetings, from our work, we have turned inwards and meditated on our own ascension. We came into this earthly plane as little babies, with no story, no known agenda, just ready to cry, to laugh, to love spontaneously. And as we grew, as we experienced life from day to day to day, a story was imposed upon us. This was subtly done. You are a girl, so you play with dolls. You're a boy, so you are strong and play with planes and rockets and cars. You are clever. You are inadequate in all things. You are pretty. You are ugly. You are born poor and in poverty, In poverty your life will be lived. You are born rich, and you will always live in luxury. This person was kind to you. That person was cruel and abusive, and we cannot forgive him, and we will not forget. Muslims are evil. Only Christians are good. Only Christians go to heaven. Yet we are inherently sinful, and will all go to hell for our sins. The words and attitude of those around us create our stories for us. Then that story defines us, tells us who we are. We become that poverty-stricken girl who talks with a whiny voice because that is how she got attention. We become that bully of a boy who talks loudly and is adversarial because that is how he learned to be. That is who he was taught that he was. And with these limiting beliefs, we have had to navigate our world. We have entered relationships with chips on our shoulders. We have sought validation from our partners only to have them cut us impatiently down to size while they are searching for validation from us. This is our human story, and we want to tell that story to all who we meet. We unite according to our deficiencies, and so we have groups of survivors. Survivors of addiction, survivors of abuse, survivors of disease. And we wallow in our mutual misery. We are in a down spiral of victimhood. And where we put our attention determines our frequency, determines if we are in the up spiral of love or the down spiral of fear. And now, our dear ones, it is time for us to drop that story and move into the up spiral of love. It is time for us to unite in power, not in powerlessness. That story is not who we are. That story is the learning device that we have come to Earth to experience. With that dysfunctional story, we navigate our world. We navigate that world as a whiny girl or a bully of a boy, and very soon we find that life is most dissatisfying, disappointing. The harder we try to apply how we learnt to be in childhood, the worse our situation gets, the more fear, anger, and hatred we feel as those with whom we interact do not fill our needs or satisfy our desire to be validated. Oh my, we are indeed looking for love in all the wrong places. For true love comes from inside ourselves. And this year of quietness and intimacy with our loved ones has exaggerated our dysfunctional relationships. For we have been forced to be together closely as we have never been before. And with the free time, we have been able to look at our personal situation. The discomfort has been so great that we have been forced to work on our relationships. And the energies coming in have lifted us so that we can see our situation from a higher viewpoint. And so many of us have come to realize that our problem is not how others behave towards us. Rather, it is how we behave towards ourselves and others. For as you sow, so shall you reap your harvest. And so, at last, we are increasingly looking within. We have been the problem. Every word we say, every deed of ours, every bodily attitude defines who we are and how we interact with our brethren. We get back what we put out. As we act with others, so they respond to us. And so the magic of this last year is that we are increasingly looking within. We are dropping our story, for we are not what we have been told. We are not our relationships. We are not the way we react to others. We are not the superficial picture we portray to the world. Who are we? We are very holy children of God. We are love itself. We have come to earth to experience our story. We have come here to use that story to work out what we prefer and what we don't prefer. We have come to work out our talents, preferences, and abilities, and to individuate our personalities. and our stories are the tool we use to enable us to do so. As we see what our dysfunctions are, as we see how we whine, how we complain and gripe, how we inflict our negative attitude on others, we can change ourselves. And as the darkness inside us is revealed and let go, there is room for a new and holy story. We, the children of God, are love itself. Our new story is one of union, of communion and camaraderie, of respect and love for each other, of benevolent compassion, of unconditional love and listening. Yes, indeed, what we sow, we reap. As we behave towards others, so they behave towards us. That is our new story, and we are very grateful for the truth and the glory of our divine beingness. And wonder of wonders, we see the hint of the love that is to enfold us in our glorious future, for the best is yet to come. For now we know ourselves as the holy souls we are. Yes, the best is yet to come. That was Aita, channeling her higher self. We are blessed beings, indeed.